So, before we get started, our Instagram is blowing up because everyone wants to know about your friendship with Glen Powell and what this mysterious sidewalk move was that he did. Sarah Adler messaged us. Strangers messaged us. Sophie messaged us. It's perhaps our most popular Instagram story to date.
My bad, everybody. I haven't gotten any of these notifications, so apologies first and foremost to Katey, apparently, who has had to deal with this. Now I'm going to pull it up on my phone. But anyway, so
I'm definitely exaggerating how many we got, but we got more messages than anticipated.
Well, I see 4 currently on our Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, wait. Oh, I thought we got one from Tessa Bailey, and I see no, you just posted.
Oh no, I just tagged her in something.
So me and my BFF Glen Powell. Here's the story. So I used to work for UT's alumni magazine, and I feel like I deserve a lot of credit for this, but it's fine. I'll never get my full flowers, and that's okay. I started working there November 2021. And I saw a Dumois post that was like, Glen Powell's about to blow up. And it was after Set It Up, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Excellent rom-com on Netflix. Everybody should watch it. And it was like a year and a half before Top Gun was coming out. Or maybe it was a while before Top Gun was coming out.
Yeah.
And so maybe not a year and a half. But anyway, it was like a few months. It was going to be a while. And I was like, a story that I was working on kept falling through, and it was like my first few weeks on the job, and so I was like panicking because I was like, oh my god, they're gonna hate me, I'm gonna look very bad at my job. And so I was like grasping at straws, and I was like, Glen Powell, he went to UT, he didn't graduate, but he went there. And so I dug through all of our contacts, and in the alumni network, you have everyone's kind of contact email or contact information. Don't ask me for it. I'm not giving it to you. That's a big security issue. But obviously, we keep in touch with everybody. So I just like found his email. First, I Instagram messaged him, which obviously got me nowhere. And then I found his email and I emailed him and was like, hey, I'd love to do a profile on you for the magazine. And he emailed me back right away. He was so nice. He got me in touch.
To be clear, it was his personal email, not like his publicist.
Yeah, it was his personal email. And in the email too, I was like, please feel free to connect me with your publicist. But if you don't know this, it's actually kind of hard to figure out who people's publicists are. Like, they have to kind of find you. So like, I can't just look up Glen Powell's publicist and like get his email.
It's easy for like bands and stuff because they usually have it like listed on their website. But yeah, for like actors or anything like that, it's really hard.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he emailed me back like within 10 minutes and was like, I would love to. And so that started this like months long thing of like me going back and forth like with his publicist, with him. And so finally I got to like meet him in person in March when he was in town for South by. One, he showed up half an hour early. He was in full UT gear. I had suggested to like his PR people who were like setting everything up. I was like, I was thinking we could go on a walk around campus. And they were like, no, don't do that. And I was like, okay. And then when he got there, we were just like sitting in the alumni center. And I was like, I thought maybe we'd go on a walk. And he was like, no, I want to do that. That sounds great. And so we're walking around campus. He's lovely. He's like one of the kindest people I've ever spoken to. And we're walking down the drag, which if you're not familiar with UT's campus, it's like the main street that connects, like it borders campus and then borders like the neighborhood where a lot of students live. And the drag is where a bunch of restaurants and stores are. And it's a really busy road. It's like 4 lanes. And I'm walking on the outside of the sidewalk, like on the street side. And very gently, he reaches around my shoulders, puts his hand on my shoulders, and so subtly and kindly switches places with me. It was the most romantic moment of my life. Maybe more than my wedding. I don't know. But it was incredible. So
truly amazing. Truly amazing.
Then he wrote his name and his personal phone number in my notebook. And then in a follow-up interview, was like, I asked him if he had anything I didn't ask him about or whatever, which Katey has pet peeves about. But anyway, it was great. And he goes, no, you're so good at this. And I sent Katey the little recording of him saying that after it happened.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, wow. And so now I'm trying to interview him again, but his PR people have him on a real tight leash because they're much bigger than where I currently
Yeah,
live.
he was in the Washington Post today.
I know, I read it. It was great. But I'm
Yeah.
also like, hey, I wrote about him 2 years ago. I've been telling you all. He's so nice. Anyway, I'll post my profile.
Well, and then I had the treat of meeting him last May because he spoke at commencement, and he also very kindly did an interview with my students for the podcast for the Moody College of Communication, where I currently work. And he also was so kind, came with his parents.
Yes.
And I got to meet him. It was like looking into the sun. I've never seen someone that beautiful in real life before, ever. And I don't get nervous around famous people, but I get nervous around really hot people.
Yeah. And he remembered me when you met him, though.
Yes. I was like, my best friend is Abigail. She wrote that All Call Day piece about you. And he was like, oh my God, to this day, that's still my favorite like feature that's been written about me. And then his parents were like, we love Abigail. And I was like, oh my God, are they in love?
Oh my God. And so for the photo I posted of us was actually from an event a couple months ago. And I had to work so hard to say hi to him. And I felt like a creeper person, but I was like, I just want to say hi. And also like, I was kind of there for work, but I was like, I didn't think I was going to get to talk to him and like properly interview him. And so I fought my way amongst this gaggle of women who rightly wanted a photo with him because, as Katey said, it is like looking into the sun. And got up there and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me a couple years ago. I wrote that profile of you for the All Call Day. And he immediately grabs my shoulders and goes, oh my God, and like pulls me into the biggest hug. And he was like, so how are you doing? And I got so flustered. I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm like living in Austin now. I've been living in Austin the entire time I've known him. I just got so flustered. I was like, I didn't think you would ask about me. I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah.
He hugged me 3 times. It was so lovely. He also told me the profile I wrote about him is still his favorite, which I feel like he's lying, but I'm going to hold on to that, I guess. And that was it. And then he was like, I was like, oh, I'd love to talk to you again. And he was like, yeah. Email my PR guy. Let's do it. Absolutely. And his PR guy does not want me to talk to him. So I'm pretty.
Get that personal email again.
I know. I don't want to be shitty, though. I'm pretty small potatoes right now compared to Entertainment Weekly, Washington Post, Vanity Fair, and everybody else. Anyway, Glen is one of the just like genuinely like kindest people I've ever met. Like,
yeah,
it's not because he's like all of the profiles you read about him are like, he is so charismatic. He's so kind. They're all true. Man, this guy's got Riz out the ass. It's
absolutely
incredible. So
I truly believe anybody that crosses his path, he'll have them giggling like a schoolgirl. Like I saw grown men swooning at graduation.
Look,
everyone was obsessed.
I love now that like, again, I feel like I deserve some tiny bit of flowers of I got in there early before he blew up, and now he is blowing up, and I've got his personal cell phone number in my phone. So
Abigail just held up her phone like a badge of honor.
Yeah, there's my long-winded story. Which will, maybe I'll turn into my own rom-com at some point when Glen Powell.
The sidewalk move has to go
exactly
in whatever rom-com you or I eventually write, together or separately.
So hard. I need to like listen to our interview back again, and I wonder if I could pick out where it was because I was just like, oh my God, I held it together. But again,
it's the moment where your breath starts sounding really loud.
Hear my heartbeat. Anyway, hot man, love that man. I'm so proud and happy of him. I'm proud of him. Like I had anything to do with it. I'm happy for him. He deserves it, and his dog is so fucking cute.
His dog is so cute. I told you this separately after I went to see Hitman in the theaters, which is an excellent movie. I guess don't go see it, but watch it on Netflix if you haven't.
Yeah.
I loved it. But the only tickets that were left were in the very front row, and our friend Sophie and I happily went. And there's something that is so weird about seeing someone that you have met before in multiple sex scenes with their abs like as big as a fucking house in front of you. There is something so uncomfortable about that. And don't get me wrong, I loved it. More Glen's abs, please.
More Glen's.
But I felt really weird because I was like, I've shaken this man's hand multiple times. I met his parents. Like, there's something uncomfortable.
I know. I almost spilled iced tea on his dad at Jack Allen's when I interviewed him. So it was Hitman. I thought was fine. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a movie.
Yeah.
Then I was watching.
It was a romp, as we say.
It was a romp. I forgot to tell you this. I was watching Vanderpump Rules a couple days ago, and a fucking commercial for like golf on Peacock came on, and it was Glen Powell. It was like a jump scare.
Glen's in it. I know. I saw that one too.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
My buddy. Anyway, I love that man. I hope I get to talk to him.
Get your bag, Glen.
I know. Get your bag, Glen. And he lives in Austin again. He said he's trying to finish his degree in the spring. So,
Glen, take my class. Oh my God, I'm teaching an RTF in the spring.
Oh my God, send it to him. Glen, would you like to take my class? Okay, well, anyway, we should talk about this book.
Okay, if you get connected with him again before then, be like, if you're for real doing this and you want to learn about podcasting, you know that girl who got super fucking weird when she met you that one time?
It's gonna be like, which one?
Exactly. Pink jumpsuit, yeah, disheveled.
Pink jumpsuit, that might help. Although I'm also like, if I showed him the picture, he'd probably like, we had a lovely afternoon together in that studio.
Probably so.
Again, next I would love to meet Jack Quaid. I'm putting that out in the universe.
Ooh, yeah, that's good. Manifest
I'm in love
it.
with that man.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Glen Powell, but the people demanded it. So
yeah, so there's like,
we'll repost. To be fair, if you are listening to this and you missed the picture of Abigail and Glen, we will repost it tomorrow.
Yes.
Anyway, so we read something that has nothing to do with Glen Powell,
sadly, but
unless he wants to star in the movie version of this book, but I actually don't think that would really work.
No, the male lead character of this book is Puerto Rican, so
yep,
no,
not a white guy.
Sorry, Glen, you are very white.
Yep,
but we read a debut, which I feel like we haven't really done in a hot second. From Betty Corrello, Summertime Punchline, and Sarah Adler messaged me when I posted that we were recording this and said Betty is a delight. So,
well, that's the reason I suggested this book, because I saw Sarah post about it like months ago because she read an advanced copy of it, and I was like, well, we trust Sarah implicitly, so let's read this book.
Don't we indeed? So yes, we also blurbed this for our summer reads episode, so
we did.
You remember that we did talk about this.
We did.
So
I liked it. It was a delight.
I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a really fun.
Yeah.
I loved how it started. For one,
yeah,
I liked Delle's voice throughout. There were parts toward the end where it lost me just a little bit, but for a debut, I was very happy with this. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I like that it dug into some deeper stuff, but didn't go too far down that path. Like, it was a good balance of like serious and silly for me.
This is a book that I think could have benefited from 50 more pages.
I think so too. It was kind of a race to the finish line.
Yeah, it was like a tight 300, which, I'm not usually one to complain about a book being short, especially right now where I feel like an iPad kid with no attention span. But I was like, I could have used like 50 more pages of what's going on, I think. So yeah, there's our top.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We sped through what I thought was going to be the climax, which is the big event, the big comedy event at the end.
Yes, we really did. So
yeah.
Okay.
But that's my only gripe. Otherwise, delightful.
I thought it was lovely. I loved the setting. I loved Nan. I wanted more Nan.
Yep.
Maybe. Well, no, we got a good bit of Nan, but I loved her.
More fun old lady characters in books. I love this trend lately. I want more of it.
Yeah, more fun old ladies. Yep.
I was reading this when I was on the beach in Miami, and so like different north to south areas of the map, but this was a really fun book to read while I was physically on the beach.
That's nice for you. I read it here in Texas, not on the beach. Okay, so the book starts out like very immediately. Delphina Dell has to move back home to Evergreen, New Jersey because she catches her boyfriend banging her terrible roommate. Yikes.
Yikes. Literally catches him with his head between her legs.
In the act.
Brutal.
In the act. Yeah. So she is like running around the city and she's like, well, I gotta do something. And then shows up at her friend's house and he's like, you can't come in. I have a girl here and you're too hot. And she's like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? And he throws his car keys and is like, here, take my car. And then she drives.
And is like, borrow my car for as long as you want.
I mean, I guess in like New York, you don't really need a car.
Maybe. Right. So why did he even have it in the first place? Just sell it. It's like a clunker. Anyway,
no, also,
this is the part you shouldn't think too hard about.
No, because also like you got to pay like to park your car places in New York. So yeah. Anyway, this
whatever
shit doesn't run. But
she permanently borrows this junky car.
Yeah. Is driving into New Jersey and to go stay with her grandmother, Nan, who raised her, and stops at a Wawa after sleeping in the car. I'm pretty sure it's a Wawa.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right.
I feel like I clocked it because I recently went to a Wawa and was like, wow, this is nice. And I've been to plenty of Buc-ee's. So Wawa has much better breakfast options, is what I'll say about that. Any Northeasterners, or actually Wawa's in Virginia too. So anyway, anyone who loves Wawa, weigh in. Tess, friend of the pod, Tess Rowley, loves Wawa. She asked me to bring her bag of coffee. I wish I could have.
Nice.
So, but she stops at a Wawa, and as she's like pumping gas, she sees this man come out of the store and is like, wow, that man is very attractive, and is like admiring his arms and is basically like, she's ogling this man. And then he turns around and she goes, oh no, I know that man. And he's hot now. And it is, who would have thunk, her like high school bully / crush, basically.
/ kind of ex-boyfriend, kind of, we will eventually learn.
Yes. There's a lot of history there. And she's like, dear God, no. And I think she hides from him. I don't think he sees her.
Yeah, he doesn't see her. He's like chatting with someone that he ran into at the gas station because this is a super small town. And then do we get the flashback right after that? I think we do.
We
right?
do. So this is also
the flashback to them meeting.
Yeah, this is a dual timeline book, slightly. Not as quite as like back to back to back, like a Carly Fortune, but it is
just to add historical context where necessary.
Yes. So they met on like the first day of high school, and they're both kind of these like indie alternative kids, like music nerds, and he has like his guitar case with him or something, or he has like stickers, and they start talking about music, and she's kind of like, okay, maybe I've found an ally. And then she has to sit with him at lunch, and they make fun of her, him and his dumb friends, and embarrass her, and he's really mean. And instead she goes and sits with this other girl who she befriended in line also. So we get a nice little best friend too. We got a
good best friend character in this book.
Yeah, I loved that Sam was a chaotic best friend. Like chaotic, but also like had her life together in some ways. I feel like we only get one or the other. And usually the chaotic one is the main character and the best friend has her life together. But Sam, as Dell kind of summarizes, like got fucked up on tequila and then got pregnant, but just happened to get pregnant with the man of her dreams. And then they got like married. And so it worked out great. You know, she fell upwards basically. And has always
Sam is chaotic, but also married with a kid. So she's both types of best friend characters.
Yeah,
at once.
And she's like a psychiatrist, so she's very smart too.
Yeah.
And lives in a nice house in Evergreen. area. Like she's got it together. She's doing well.
Yeah.
Del does not have it together right now, and that's okay.
No. So she moves back in with her grandmother, who, as mentioned, is an absolute icon. Also chaotic.
Yes, chaotic in the way that the best grandmothers are, potentially, I guess. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the aunt in 7-Year Slip, like kind of similarly wacky.
Yes. Older Italian woman, also New Jersey Italian. So
Yeah.
I also forgot to say I listened to about half of this on audiobook. And
Did you? Was it good?
Yes, it took me a second because the narrator, when she does Eddie's voice, kind of sounds like that person on TikTok who does the like red carpet recaps in their kind of like deep voice. And they're
Yeah.
very funny.
Yeah.
Where they're like, this person looks like he's an olive or whatever. She like,
Yeah.
so the narrator kind of sounded like them on TikTok. I can't remember their name. If I remember it, I'll let everybody.
I know exactly who you're talking about,
Thank
but
you.
yeah.
I love them. They're great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite TikTok accounts. But
Yeah, but that, I imagine that is
it was jarring.
Disorienting, perhaps.
Yes, I also accidentally have been paying for Audible for 8 months, so I have 8 credits to spend, and I still had a chunk of the book to read as of yesterday.
Nice.
So I listened to it on the way to Houston.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, so if anyone has any good evergreen audiobook recommendations, send them to me because Hannah and I now have 8 credits to spend. So
You need to just get the Harry Potters, man.
that's a good idea.
They're infinitely re-listenable.
That's a great idea, actually.
Get something like that you know you're going to listen to again.
I know. I got the Bourdain oral history for that purpose. So,
yeah,
because I was like, that's
and like I own like the Beach Read audiobook and stuff like stuff that you're gonna listen to again.
Yeah. After she puts all her shit away or whatever, she goes to the only bar in town, which is called the Billiards. And as she's walking there, she's kind of noticing town looks a little different. Looks a little nice and gentrified. And
yeah, it used to be super super divey and grungy, and now is more like almost sports bar, but with music venue intertwined.
Yeah, like, and that's kind of true about the whole boardwalk, I guess. She's like, wow, they fixed the carousel. Whoa, that's a gelato shop. Like, where did all this nice stuff come from? Because it was a pretty like grungy, divey beach town for when she was growing up there. And so
to quote me in a Texas Highways piece, Del was like, "Is my hometown cool now?"
Ooh, a weird thing to contend with.
A weird thing to contend with. But yeah, so this is the only bar, and then lo and behold, who is behind the bar but Eddie again.
And he owns it now.
Yeah.
So they like spar for a bit where you're like, oh, she really kind of hates him? What happened?
Yeah, they're like actually kind of mean to each other, not flirty mean. And at this point in the book, we don't know that they had like a romance of any like measure in the past. It just seems like at this point when I'm reading it, I'm thinking like, oh, like they were like frenemies in high school, and now she's like, oh shit, Eddie got hot.
Right.
But it turns out she's been knowing that Eddie was hot. But we don't know that yet in the book. I was thinking they were just like, I was thinking they had no romantic history whatsoever, except maybe some like high school sexual tension.
Exactly. I thought the same thing. So, yeah, Del's kind of peeved that he's there. She goes to Sam's house and spirals a little bit, and Sam's like, 1, chill. 2, you need to focus and get your life back together. And Del's like, yeah, you're right. So, like the next,
because a big part of the reason that Del is spiraling is because Del is becoming like a semi-famous comedian, like stand-up comedian, and she has just made her way into this like super popular comedy festival, which is like a huge deal and like a career-altering like move for her. But all of her set is about her ex-boyfriend who she caught cheating on her. So she's like, oh my God, I have to rewrite the entire thing. And I only have like, what is it, like 6 months or something? Like there's some, it's a good amount of time, but not a long time.
It's like a month and a half. So it's like
I
definitely.
thought it was longer than that.
No, she like moves there kind of in like July, and then the festival is in the end of September.
I don't know why I thought it was in like November, but you're right now that you say that.
Yeah.
But
It's like certainly
as usual, Abigail has a better memory than me.
Unfortunately, I also like just finished this book this morning. So
I mean, I just finished it yesterday.
look, I'm doing fine.
I was on a plane. My brain wiped itself clean.
Yeah, you got to disassociate basically.
Exactly. But yeah, so she's preparing for this comedy festival. So she's a mess because she's unemployed, kind of homeless, and newly single, but also because her career is banking on this one set that she now can no longer really perform in the way that she was imagining. All of this sounds really fucking stressful. And to be fair, she's not handling it well, but she's handling it far better than most, I think.
Yeah, she's like all in all like doing okay. At least she had the wherewithal to be like, I gotta move home. Man,
yeah,
sucks, but I gotta go stay with Nan. Okay, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she at least got herself into a better situation immediately.
yes, where all these people, a place to stay, someone who will feed her,
Right.
who's not banging her terrible roommate. It's it's not. Is it ideal? No.
The bar is on the floor.
Yeah, bar is on the floor. So like 2 days later, after it's like the next day or very soon after, she goes to the bar and runs into Eddie. He shows up at her house one morning to pick up Nan for aquarobics because he teaches aquarobics for the senior citizens of Evergreen, and he and Dell's grandma have suddenly become besties over the past year and a half.
Yeah, he's like teaching her Spanish.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this was really cute actually. He like brings her coffee, is teaching her Spanish. DJ's aquarobics, and then Dell is feeling a little spicy and she's like, well, I'm coming too. And gets in the car.
Like in her pajamas.
Yeah, she's wearing like boxers and a giant Hulk t-shirt and her Crocs. And goes to aquarobics with them because she's like, where are you going with my grandmother? And Nan is like, Dell, chill. And she's like, no, I'm coming too. Nan makes her sneak through the bushes and not go through the front with them because she's embarrassed. And
amazing.
Yeah. So she and Eddie kind of like have a conversation at aquarobics, and basically they like,
hang on. I would like to, before we move on from this, I would like to just state for the record that this is further sign that the universe wants me to get Crocs. I've been thinking about it.
Well, you were going,
and they just keep appearing.
They just keep appearing. Well, you were going to when the Jimmy Buffett ones were in stock, and then we were too slow.
I know. I second guessed myself and I regret it every day. But you know what I kind of want to do? I want to get like blue ones or like green ones and then just get the Jimmy Buffett, like the Margaritaville little thingies. What are they called?
Gibbets.
Yeah.
Okay. I tried to get you some for Christmas actually, and I failed.
That's so nice.
I tried. The thought was there. I don't remember. What did I get you instead? No, I didn't get you Legos this year. That was last year. I don't remember what I got you for Christmas.
I don't remember either.
I guess it wasn't that good.
I'm sure it was great. I just don't remember.
Oh, I got you that little stampy thing for your books.
Oh, yes. It's over here. I stamped a bunch of my books. I need to do more.
Yes. So
it's a good reminder.
I got you an activity.
You did.
Yeah.
I love an activity.
You do. So
that was like me today being like, we could just weld the permanent bracelets together. That's my ADHD tax, is me being like, I could take on a new hobby. Yeah. I should just spend a bunch of money on it.
Let me make permanent. Katey and I both have permanent bracelets that broke recently, and so we need to get them fixed. And we want to add. And then Katey thinks that she's going to become a welder. Apparently,
how hard can it be? What are we talking about? Oh, they go to aquarobics.
What are we?
We were talking about Crocs, but before that, we were talking about aquarobics.
Yes. So they call a truce. Life is better now.
Yes.
Basically, Dell's like, I don't have the energy for this anyway. So
Yeah, she's like, I'm stressed enough as it is. Like, we need to just go with it. It's fine.
and also, oh no, he's hot. So that
Yeah, a tragedy that appears so often in these books that really causes these women a lot more grief than it should. Every time one of our heroines is like, oh, he got hot. That's so inconvenient. I'm like, is it?
yeah,
Is it?
we just spent 14 minutes talking about how hot Glen Powell is and how he could tell us to do anything and we would say yes, probably.
Not an inconvenience to me at all.
No, Glen Powell, please.
Was it a bit of a heavy burden to bear when I was trying to be a professional? Yes, but you know, God,
Glen Powell,
God gives his strongest soldier.
the toughest battles. Glen Powell, we had a great time talking to you. We are very professional women. Please come on the podcast.
We've got to move on from Glen Powell. We
I can't.
cannot make this the Glen Powell spectacular.
Half of my Google newsfeed is Glen Powell right now, unfortunately, and I use
Oh my
Google
God,
News
me
for work.
too.
So,
I'm just waiting for my TikTok feed to be edits, thirst trap edits of him in Twisters. It's gonna happen.
okay, back to the book.
Okay, it's deeply inconvenient that Eddie is hot. We or so Dell believes.
So Dell believes. So after they call a truce, there is an Eddie conveniently has a comedy night at his bar like every other week or whatever, or open mic night. And she's like, this would be some great practice. I'm a little rusty. Let me get back in a low stakes stage and
test out whatever my new material might be.
Yeah, like get my feet wet again. And she gets up there and everything's going pretty fine. And then she starts like spilling her guts and is like, I date shitty men and I think I'm tired of talking about them on stage. And I'm back here and my life's crap. And
she has this kind of revelation about like, oh, like I thought that during my set, which we get more into this later on in the book, but she was like, I thought that during my material I was making fun of my like shitty ex-boyfriend, but really I was just like making fun of myself, and like that's not super cool.
Yeah. So it's growth. And then
it's growth, perhaps not the type of growth you want to have in a room full of people in your very small hometown.
Probably not. But she does. And she runs out of the bar. Eddie like comes to comfort her and is like, hey, it's all right. But you know, she's upset still. We also learn, which we've gotten hints about in the book already, but Dell has daddy issues. Yeah. She's got a shitty dad. Who
and a shitty mom, it kind of turns out, we learn later on.
Yeah, she's got shitty parents, which like you kind of already know because her grandmother's been raising her, and we've gotten hints about it. And part of I can't remember if it's at this point in the book of a flashback where her dad was supposed to pick her up and doesn't. Kind of one of those absentee fathers. And then also we learn later her mother overdosed when she was pretty young, like 5 or 6, and passed away. So she was left with one shitty dad who she would see like once a month, and Nan, who was great. So
Nan, who bless her heart, did her best
and did a pretty good job overall, but is very much like, we don't like Roger, her dad. So which like fair.
So we learn about Dell's daddy issues. Dell and Eddie have this like moment of connection where they both kind of confess why they're messes. Dell tells Eddie about the ex-boyfriend cheating scenario, and Eddie fesses up about his ex-wife. Is that right?
Yes, we find out Eddie was married. And is not anymore.
Had some baggage.
They're not married anymore. So
nope.
They both got some baggage. What else? So as they both kind of spill their guts to each other, Dell's like, and I'm panicking because I need to like work this out. And everyone knows she's got this comedy festival because again, it's a pretty big deal. And Eddie's like, well, you can come work in the bar during the day. You're not going to bother me. It's quiet. I'm in there, but like,
Unlimited coffee.
yes, that is a plus. Unlimited coffee that I don't have to make myself.
Yeah. And a hot man to stare at all day.
Yep. So they start doing that. This is also when we learned that Dell is a musician, which I was like, this is kind of late in the game to reveal that.
Right. I'm wondering if it came up earlier and it was just like an aside that we just didn't catch.
I don't think it did. I could be misremembering, of course, but I remember when I found out, I was like surprised. And
yeah,
I think
I was
kind of
too.
clocked it earlier. So this is like one of those things where I like a dual timeline, you know, as much as the next person. And I understand withholding some information for it to, you know, be more whatever later.
Dramatic.
Or serve the plot in some way or another. This is one where I was like, I wish I kind of known this from the beginning, that Dell is like an amazing singer and
can like write songs and like play guitar and
my dream skill set. Because Eddie says something of like, I'd love to write some songs with you. And I was like, the fuck? Why would she write songs with him? She's a comedian. And then
I know, I was like, are you just assuming she can write songs because she can write jokes? Because those aren't the same thing.
Not at all, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised too. So if it was mentioned in the book, it was mentioned so like obtusely that we did not clock it.
Yeah. So that was like one small qualm I had where I was like, I wish I had known this maybe from the beginning. But, you know, also maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. So this is also around when we learn that Eddie is the saint of Evergreen. He like rescued this bar from being razed to the ground. Everybody loves him. He's like helping everybody all the time.
He donates to all the community like fundraisers.
He is beloved by all the local children.
Yes.
So, he's just great. Everybody loves him.
Yep. We also learned from Nan that Eddie has a kid that he hasn't brought up to Dell yet. And to her credit, she also doesn't bring it up because she's kind of like, well, if he's not telling me, he must have a reason not to tell me. So she just kind of waits, which again, could not be me.
Couldn't be me. Probably not.
Like literally the first word out of my mouth the next time I saw him would be like, so you have a kid? Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, like how did that not come up?
Not that it matters, but like it matters.
Just also, just I don't know.
How does it not come up?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
And Nan is the one who tells her, and that's how like Nan and Eddie became friends, is because she saw him at the grocery store with his daughter Valerie, and that's how they kind of kicked it off. He reveals later that he was having a panic attack and she helped him, and then has been helping him learn to be like a single dad. So
yeah, which was very kind, and also very kind of Nan to not be like, yeah, he was freaking the fuck out and he needed help, so I helped him. Like she was just like, I saw him with his very cute daughter and then we were friends.
Yep. So that was it.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very sweet.
Then
let's see. Ooh, we go on a date, kind of quasi date.
It's like
neither of them really know that it's a date, but like they also both know that it's a date.
Yes. So Dell had to go back to New York to get the rest of her belongings and had a shitty day. And she comes back and she sees Eddie and is like, you want to go on a drive? And he's like, you know what? Sure. And he takes her to the amusement park.
Yeah, this sounds fun. So they're like all cute on the Ferris wheel and stuff. Like they just do amusement park things.
They get really gross sounding ice cream.
Yep.
Sounds great. They flirt on the Ferris wheel, of course.
Also great.
They flirt a lot everywhere. It's great. And then
it's while they're on the Ferris wheel that we get the flashback of when they of when they make out as teenagers,
Yes.
which is exactly at 50% in the book. At least in the arc, it is.
Excellent. Wow.
Good job, Betty.
Good job, Betty. She listens to this podcast. No, she doesn't. But
Yep. No, she doesn't. Betty, come on the pod. We liked your book.
yeah, we did like your book. So
Yeah.
at 50%, we get a flashback to in high school when they're hanging out in their friend's garage basement. I can't remember. And
Getting super baked, man.
getting super baked, man. And is this in the same chapter that we also get the flashback of Del auditioning for their band and Eddie?
I think that's later.
Is it later? Okay.
I think so.
Wait, no.
Actually, I don't know.
It comes before they make out. I just can't remember if it's the same chapter.
Right.
It might be the same chapter, but so
yeah, it's definitely before they make out.
yeah. So Del had auditioned
right.
for Eddie and his friend's band, and she kills it because apparently she's the greatest singer in the world, which is amazing for her. And Eddie is like, "It's not our sound," and she's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" And
you don't have a sound.
Yeah, she was like,
you don't even have a band.
Yeah, she says something like that, and I'm like, "You're right, girlfriend." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. So, we get that flashback right after Eddie says he wants to write songs with her.
Ooh.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, you're right. So that's, you have that context going into what becomes their first kiss, where they're hanging out with the other guys who are in the band and some other, Sam, her best friend, and, some other stoners, whatever. And Del gets super high. She needs a ride home. Eddie offers to take her, and they're kind of Eddie and his girlfriend are just broken up. And Del says something about like, well, I wish I had somebody to just like make out with because I was bored. And then Eddie gets kind of quiet, and she's like, "Eddie, do you want to just make out because we're bored?" And then they make out. So
it was really cute. I really liked this scene. I thought it was really cute.
This was very, very high school in a way that felt like accurate and not like condescending either.
Right. Like just the right amount of awkward and just the right amount of like sweet. Like it was a little like kicking your feet kind of moment. Like just like a cute little semi cringy but still cute high school thing.
It was cute.
Yeah.
And then so then we flash back to the present, and the fucking car won't start. And Del does not want to leave all of her earthly possessions in the amusement park parking lot.
Reasonable.
And so they had to spend the night in this Bethlehem-themed motel.
This is straight out of some Sarah Adler book.
I know.
Nonsense.
Like, wow, we got a quirky motel. Excellent.
Yep, Sarah would be proud. It's giving what's that insane Italian restaurant?
Jose Napoleone's.
Yeah. Exactly.
Napoleone's. Oh my gosh, man of my
same energy. Anyway,
so
we go to this insane Bethlehem themed hotel.
Of course, there's only one room available, obviously. And then I was like, oh, okay, so obviously we're going to get only one bed. No, it's bunk beds.
Okay, but I wrote in our notes, does this count as only one bed? Because it is only one structure.
I think for it to be...
It doesn't not count.
I think for it to be a true only one bed, there has to be one mattress. We got two mattresses.
Yeah, which means that we need to rephrase the entire trope as only one mattress, because now this book has thrown the entire trope into a frenzy.
That's a great point.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
I'm gonna go with not 1.5 beds, perhaps.
I mean, it is one bed. It's just two mattresses.
Two mattresses stacked on top of each other in a trench coat.
So more or less only one bed, because they do end up only sleeping in the bottom bunk.
Yes, but there is agency that makes that happen, where she invites him into the bottom bunk.
Right. So it's not an only one bed by circumstance.
No, it is
by choice.
There is some agency in the matter. And this is when they talk about Valerie for the first time.
Yep.
And they almost do it.
They almost do it.
This is when they kiss for the first time in present day.
And they have a steamy makeout and a little more. And then Eddie's like,
we should
can't do it.
Yeah. I will say this is I think maybe my first time listening to like a steamy scene on audiobook, and I was like standing in my room packing for Houston, and I was like, what? Like while I was listening to it. I don't know, it just like felt weird. Nobody else was in the house or anything like that. It just like felt odd. So
I agree. Like sometimes I'll be listening to an audiobook while I'm like cooking dinner, and I'm like, oh my God, can Ryan hear me? Like, can he definitely knows what I'm listening to right now. Like, I feel like embarrassed even though he can't hear it.
I was like, the dogs know. Cooper knows. Cooper knows what I'm listening.
Well, I was reading Bridgerton on the plane to Miami, and I was like, I must put this away.
Somebody is going to see. So
someone will definitely see this.
Yeah.
I did have a young girl sitting next to me, so she probably would have understood, but I was like, I got to put this away.
I can't risk this anymore.
Yeah, I can't risk embarrassment. But yeah, so they make out and then Eddie stops it and then it's awkward.
It is awkward.
And then Dell is extremely a broken person the next day because she decides to reconnect with her dad to fix her car. Eddie has to leave early to do something with Valerie. Take her somewhere.
Doctor,
yeah, take her to the doctor. And then Dell is like, well, I think my dad is good with cars, so I'm gonna call him.
Yep.
And they haven't talked in like 10 years.
Yes, she's been thinking about reconnecting with him, so this isn't like truly out of nowhere. Like there is a scene earlier in the book where she knows where he lives, and she like goes to the mobile home park where he lives and is like, she can't get out of the car. She's like, I'm not ready. So she has his number. She knows where he lives. This is just what makes her pull the trigger. And to his credit, he shows up and he's like, you need a new radiator, kid. I'll call Jerry. Calls Jerry.
Jerry Jr., excuse you.
No, he calls Jerry. Jerry can't come, so Jerry Jr. comes. I remember. Don't worry. So
this is the most accurate small town shit of this whole book.
Well, Jerry's Jerry's busy with something, but Jerry Jr.'s on his way. So,
son, go on over there.
Yeah. Roger needs you. So, Roger picks her up and takes her in the stupid car. Katie's laughing at me. Takes her in the stupid car back to his house where she's like sitting inside all day while he fixes her car.
She's just
his cat's
he has a cat named Jim.
I love that. I love Jim. Jim the cat.
Jim makes her a little uncomfortable because he's just staring at her all day.
Yep. And at one point she's like, is he okay? And Roger's like, Jim? Yeah, he's fine. So
he just does that.
He's just there. And eventually he fixes her car. They have dinner together. And there is a very awkward moment where Roger's like, all right, just lay into me. Just yell at me. I know you want to. I know you're pissed. And Dell's kind of like, what? I mean, like,
yeah. She's like, I am, but like, I didn't come here to yell at you.
Yeah. Like, she's kind of like, I mean, yeah, you were a shitty dad, but like, I don't really have it in me to yell at you right now. So.
Well, and also like her two friends in New York, when she went back to pick up her stuff, they also have like shitty parent situations. And like Dell was basically like, how do you stay in contact with your shitty parents and not want to die or whatever? And the friends are essentially like, well, you only get one dad, so like, you know,
yeah.
you gotta do what you can if you want to.
Right.
And so that was sort of what motivated her to like finally pull the trigger. And that's kind of how she feels about it. It's like, well, this wasn't great, but you're my dad and you're the only parent I have. So guess we shouldn't hate each other. Yeah. We also learned that Roger's been sober for 10 years.
Yes.
And seems to be, by all accounts, doing really well for himself.
Yeah. So it goes pretty well for like a reconnection.
Yeah.
And then she goes home to Nan and is like, oh, because Roger tells her, he's like, yeah, I see her like, I don't know, we get coffee sometimes. We don't really talk about anything except you. And Dell was under the impression that Nan had, like, not seen him in, like, years. And
Yeah, that they had this kind of mutual no speaking to Roger
right.
truce.
Yeah. And so Dell goes back home to Nan and is like, what the fuck, Nan? I thought we weren't talking to Roger. And Nan's like, what do you mean? We have coffee, like, I don't know, once every, like, 3 years or whatever. Like, what are you talking about? It's not that big of a deal. And Dell feels lied to.
Yeah.
While Nan, they're both right. Like, Nan is like,
Yes.
he is the only person that remembers my daughter as
Right.
she was as an adult, because she died too early in Dell's life for her to have real memories of her. And Roger also loved, I think her name was Michelle.
Michelle, I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Roger also, like, loved her. And so Nan,
Well,
in her defense, or rightfully so, wants to be able to, like, remember the good parts of her daughter also.
right. And Nan is also like, I also don't want to, like, burden you with, like, my heavy feelings of missing your mom. And, like, I don't want to make you feel, like, bad or weird by my, like, big feelings.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they have kind of
They have a pretty big fight.
a blow up.
Yeah.
That goes, it goes very, very poorly.
Yes. And so Dell moves in with Sam for a few days. But she has a creative breakthrough. So
in the she shed.
in the she shed. Great she shed, by the way. It's basically just like,
I know, it sounds lovely.
yeah, like, it's just, it's basically just like another living room. And she just, like,
Yeah.
camps out in there for, I don't know, like 6 days, and, like, writes a bunch of songs, discovers what she's going to do with her set, and yeah. And hasn't, so
Yeah, she has this breakthrough where it's not explicitly said, but it's heavily implied that she's like, oh, I'm going to do, like, musical comedy.
yes, you know, a la Bo Burnham. So
Yes.
So she, like, emerges.
And then,
she emerges from her creative hole, and Eddie, when he had left her at the motel, that sounds negative. It wasn't negative. When he left,
right,
and
right,
he was like, "Do you want to play at the bar on Friday? We need an opening act." And she's like, "Maybe."
For Eddie's own band.
Yeah.
To be clear, he's still in a band,
Yeah.
a different band.
Yeah, a different band. And she's like, I'll think about it. And then he texts her and is like, are you mad at me? And she's like, oh, no, sorry. There was a lot going on. And he's like,
I was in my creative process.
Yeah.
And also I had some family shit.
Yeah, she says, I had some family drama. And he was like, I heard.
Yeah.
Nothing specific, but I heard. And she's like, okay, I'll do it. Like, the show is, like, the next day. So she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And
this is kind of for me when the mad dash to the end of the book starts.
Yes, exactly. So she makes up with Nan the next morning also with
these, like, angel cards. They're like tarot cards, but not.
Yeah.
From my understanding.
Yes. Which she buys at a boutique on the boardwalk that she's stuck her head into a couple times, and the shop owner is like lovely and bringing her coffee and, like, giving her good advice and stuff. And so, yeah, she and Nan make up. Everything's great. They come to an understanding. They're like, we're both right, we're both wrong, whatever. It's fine. And so she plays the show that night. She watches Eddie because, of course, again, he's super hot. And then they do it. They bang.
And then they do it.
They start to do it on the stage, and I'm like, ew.
Yeah, I was like, this sounds sticky.
I do not want my bare ass anywhere near a stage.
Yes, because it's like, oh, he, like, took her underwear off and then set her on the stage, and I was like, ugh.
I know. Also, so, and they're kind of in front of a window, and she's like, should we move? And he's like, who cares? And she's like, I care. And he's like, oh, yeah, right. And she's, like, fully butt-ass naked, and he's like, let's go to my office. And is there anything more humbling than when you have to walk somewhere naked? Truly.
To the sex location?
To the sex location.
Yeah. Like when you're on the couch and then you're
Yep.
like, we should go to bed. And then you're like, oh God, now I'm just naked.
And I gotta walk upstairs.
It kind of kills the magic a little bit.
It really does. I was thinking about this as I was reading it, and I was like, oh my God, imagine that walk where she's like fully naked. He still has his pants on. He's shirtless. And they're moving to the sex location.
In this bar, like,
this bar.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's worse enough with my husband in my own home. And
Right.
I am in a sticky location. And in my hometown.
I'm not gonna touch that one.
It did give me the ick. I was just like, man, this sucks.
No, there was something I was gonna say about sticky locations, but I'll let the audience make that one up for yourselves. Choose your own inappropriate joke for that.
Tomatoes.
So they do it on the desk in Eddie's like office.
Yeah, that's better. So, but
a far more reasonable place.
Far more reasonable, but I am also like, guys, you all have, well, not so much her, but I'm like, you guys have homes. Her apartment is above the bar.
Yeah, just go upstairs.
Ugh, whatever. Anyway, like you guys pick, like in a lot of these books, I feel like they pick really uncomfortable locations for the first time to have sex. Like, isn't it?
Truly.
Again, in the grass, in a well.
At the bottom of a well.
The bottom of a well. On a desk. A lot of other really uncomfortable ones where just like,
we've had some car ones.
Yeah. That one's a little bit more reasonable to me, but still uncomfortable.
Yeah, but for the first time, that's kind of crazy.
I know.
Yeah, so then they're like together.
They like immediately.
Like they don't have a discussion about it. It's just this like mutual understanding of like we're together. And then a couple days later, he's like picking her up to go on a date, and she's like, she doesn't know where they're going, and it turns out it's to his family's home.
And he's like, if I have to call you my girlfriend, don't freak out. And she's like, okay. And they just like hang out with his family, and I'm like, this is kind of crazy. A little bit.
Yeah, and it's not like they were like close in high school and like she knew his family really well. Like she knew them, but like not enough for this to be super chill.
Right. And also, yeah, and they're, everybody's cool with it, but I am also like, if I had just slept with this man after like 10 years of knowing him or whatever and like reconnecting, I wouldn't want our first date to be with his mom and his sisters.
Right. Like if they're people I know, I would be fine with meeting them perhaps earlier than in a regular relationship, but not this soon.
Yeah, this is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Belle handles it well, including when the women in the family sort of like gently lay into her, like kind of what are your intentions with Eddie vibes.
Yeah, a little bit. And we end up getting kind of the like backstory for why this is, and I still think it's a weird thing to do, but I am understanding. Yeah. So it turns out they didn't work out the first time. They like had this summer where everybody else in their friend group was gone, and so it was just like them two, and it was like that high school romance where you're like kind of together but not really together. You like don't know what you're doing with your feelings, and then he goes to Puerto Rico to visit his dad for a couple weeks, comes back and just like ignores her again.
Yeah, and like gets back together with his ex.
Yes.
Like the one that he had broken up with before they initially made out.
And the breaking point for Dell is that they're lab partners, and they're dissecting a frog together. It sounds kind of silly when you say it out loud, but in like the high school brain in me is like, yes, this
makes total sense to me.
Yeah. So they're dissecting a frog together. She's like writing the lab report, and they have like half of it left to do, and they're supposed to turn it in tomorrow. And he's like, okay, I'll call you this evening. She has to go to Roger's house. She has a terrible evening there because Roger comes home and is like surprised to see her. He like passes out at 7:30. She's waiting for him.
She forgot to bring a change of clothes.
Yeah, she's waiting for him to call. She finally like is staying up late, waiting for him to call. She wakes up at 5 o'clock, walks back to Nan's house, changes clothes, walks to school, throws up off a bridge because she's so sad, and then
Yeah.
gets to school and is like, "What the fuck, dude?" And he's like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry." And she
She's
just,
like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I'll do it by lunchtime.
yeah, and she's just feeling completely let down by everybody in her life. She runs to the bathroom and he like follows her and is like, "But I love you." They had added like another moment previously where he had said something also kind of wrong that she took as like, "You're embarrassed to be with me." And she's just feeling that all over again. And she's like, "Too fucking late. Like, too bad." And so that was like the end of it.
Yeah.
So big bump.
So that's why they hadn't spoken in 10 years or however long it was.
Yes. But now in present day, they're together and everything's great. And then Dell's like, maybe I'm really happy here. Maybe I don't want to go back to New York where I have.
And I guess we don't need to have a conversation about it or anything.
No, not really. So then she's like, she comes in present day. She busts into this boutique where this was kind of crazy too.
This was kind of crazy.
It was really funny, but also I was like, that's okay.
This was a fun twist. I liked this.
Yeah. So Eddie's ex-wife, they had kind of, this is kind of my origin story. Oh my God. Eddie was in a band. He and Valerie like were dating, got hooked up, or not, sorry. He and Megan, his ex-wife, got together, hooked up, were dating kind of casually, and she got pregnant. Then they got married. And okay, actually, I got some beef with Eddie. So I forgot about this, and now I remember. So it was bad. It was a toxic relationship, but while she's pregnant, he leaves and leaves her alone and is like, "Call me if
leaves
you
her
need me."
alone while pregnant. Leaves a note
that says like, "Call me if you need me." And she doesn't call, and he says the next time we saw each other, we were parents and everything was different. And I'm like, all right.
We gotta explain a little more of what went down here.
Yeah, this one's not really vibing with me.
Yeah.
This is deadbeat dad behavior.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, he's a great dad currently, but that is some deadbeat dad shit.
Yeah, and we never really get like I was like young and stupid and now I realize that like we don't really get that tied up.
In the book, they're 28. And so he and Valerie is 2, 3. So he was, 20,
something like that.
25, 26. So like still young, but not like 20,
Right. Right.
Frontal lobe close to being developed.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And
enough to know not to do this.
I know. And I feel like a lot of this book has a lot of sympathy for Eddie in that moment too, where he's like, and I never get to see her and I only get to see her Saturdays and whatnot. And it's like, well, dude, yeah, you left.
Yeah, you made your bed, man.
This is where I've got some beef with Eddie. And I think the way that the book, which is kind of also about shitty dads, seems to be positioning Eddie as like not a shitty dad, even though he did a very, very shitty thing in the beginning. So
yeah, and I think this is where some of those 50 extra pages could have gone. Just like give him a little bit of a redemption arc for us to believe, like just to fill in that gap.
Yeah, there's too much of a gap for me to be like, yeah, I'm on board completely. Again, he seems like a great dad now at this point, but Dell asks no follow-up questions. Again, Eddie kind of plays it as like, I wanted to read the letter in court, but my lawyer just said it would make me look unsympathetic. And I was like, yeah, buddy, because you kind of are. You left. Like, you at least gotta, like, stay to see the birth of your child, I guess. I don't know. Like, we don't have enough information of this relationship to be able to be sympathetic to this because, again, that's some deadbeat dad shit. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we're being sympathetic, I guess at least he didn't leave her with a newborn.
I guess not. But
Still not good, my man.
you kind of got to see it through for a few months, and then it's not working. Like then you gotta,
have a conversation.
you got to be there in the beginning. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I as somebody who like could have had a deadbeat dad and didn't have a deadbeat dad, this is where I'm feeling a little prickly. So,
Yeah. I feel that. That makes sense to me.
yeah. And again, that's like no follow-up questions. She's just like, okay, cool. So
right. Yeah, she's like, okay, now I have all the information. Anyway,
the next morning,
let's bang.
Yeah, anyway, let's bang. So they bang, probably.
Probably. I don't remember if that's exactly what happens here, but like probably.
I think it actually is what happens. Cool. It's fine. Whatever. Sure. So the next morning she like waltzes into the boutique and is like, my life's great. I'm in love with this man, and names him. And Megan, the boutique owner, is like, Eddie who? And she's like, Rodriguez. And she's like, that's my ex-husband.
Bananas. What a fun plot twist that I did not see coming, that I think it really works. Like, I think this could come off as something that was like really dumb, but it works.
I think it was such a good plot twist in that it's like so silly and kind of inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
But is like, I don't know, I loved it. I thought it was so fun. Like, it's not.
Yeah. Especially because it seems like Megan and Eddie are on decent terms. Like, Megan is basically just like, he wasn't my person, maybe he's yours. Like, best of luck to you.
Oh, okay. I have a different opinion about this.
Yeah.
Where Megan, by everything we witness of her, is very lovely. Where she's like very welcoming to Dell when she comes into the boutique. Is like,
right.
Yeah, giving her coffee, giving her champagne, like cheering her on. And everything everybody else says about Megan is so shitty.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm like, Eddie gets even less sympathetic to me. And like, obviously we don't see a ton of their relationship, but Eddie's like, she hates me. Eddie's sisters are like, it's her world. We're just living in it. Why didn't you get to go to Sesame Street thing or whatever? That's an argument they have when Dell goes to, like, why aren't you invited or whatever? And it's like, ooh, Eddie just got like way less sympathetic to me because Megan seems a lot more zen, which maybe she wasn't very zen when they were married.
Right.
But again, everything everybody else says about her in this book is so shitty.
Right. And then Megan is really kind about Dell and Eddie.
Yeah, and she's
comparatively.
Yeah, she is like, he wasn't my person. I've moved on. She's either
good luck
engaged
to you,
or married or whatever. And she's like, no, go for it. Like, this is great. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah.
And again, every other interaction with her has been so lovely. And so
I wonder if this is trying to say, like, maybe I'm looking at the book a little too deeply here. Maybe it's not this deep, but I wonder if this is trying to say something about, there's two sides to every story. Like, in a breakup, your people are going to side with you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it's trying to say something about that, or maybe I'm reading into it too much. I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe I'm reading too much into it on the other side too, but I found myself not being super on Eddie's side at the end of the day.
I think that's fair. And again, like, just some of those extra pages that could have been used to be like, here's why I behaved that way. Here's why I don't like Megan.
Yeah. Or even like a positive interaction between Megan and Eddie. Like, I don't really feel like we even get that. Everything is kind of with him being like, I wish I saw my daughter more, a little woe is me about it. And if they are successfully like co-parenting and whatnot, I want to see it. And we don't really get any of that. And so, yeah.
Well, it seems like they're successfully co-parenting, but he is just not happy with the custody agreement.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because it seems like they do have some kind of system that everyone respects.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you get another healing moment with Roger where Dell plays him one of the songs that she wrote. It's called like Shitty Dad Memories, and he loves
Yeah.
it. And he's like, "That's really funny. You're right. I was a shitty dad." And
Yeah, it's really funny.
yeah, she goes.
And then we just kind of flash forward to the festival, right?
Yeah, she just like goes to the festival. Eddie drops her off. They have a very like nice conversation. There's not like a lot of conflict over whether she's gonna stay or not. They're just kind of like, okay, go to the festival. And then she performs.
Yeah.
It goes great. She's like vibing around. She's like, I kind of don't like these big city folks. I miss the dive bar. And she turns around and like Eddie's there. And
Yeah.
he's like,
Or
well,
she goes back to her hotel room and he's like waiting outside of her hotel room.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll move anywhere for you. Like, well, we can move to New York. We can move to wherever. And she's like, I want to move back to Evergreen. And then that's it.
Yeah.
And then
this was a crash landing for me.
Yeah.
A little bit. And then they're saying, I love you. And I'm like, what? You've only known each other as adults for how long?
Dell says I love you like super early. Like either right before that family dinner or like right after. And it's not even really a moment. Whereas I am kind of like, one, that's kind of a big deal. I assume you didn't say this as kids to each other.
Right.
And two, girl, what? You've known each other.
Yeah, it's just right. Like you don't like I know you grew up together, but you don't know each other. Like none of us are the same people at 28 as we were at fucking 17 or whatever.
Right. Oh my God. Well, imagine me at 17 as an adult. Like, absolutely not.
Right. Like I was in love with my high school boyfriend, but do I think that means I'm automatically in love with him now were we to reconnect? Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
That's not how that works.
Absolutely not. I'm just imagining reconnecting with my boyfriend I had at 17. Gross.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. We are wiser people now.
Yes.
So yeah, this does feel extremely abrupt. Yeah. I think I wanted, again, those 50 extra pages. I wanted more of their summer together where they are like actually connecting. Yeah. And like why they feel like they can kind of snap back together. Yeah. I want more Megan representation.
Yes, or at least context.
Yeah, I need more context there. I really do.
Yeah, I agree.
Those are the two big things that I think those are my two gripes, I think, of just like, I wanted more context of why they loved each other so deeply and felt like they could snap back together. And then, yeah, I needed some proof that Eddie wasn't some dirtbag deadbeat. And I don't feel like I got enough of that.
Yeah, agreed. But really, in the grand scheme of things, this being a debut, I really enjoyed it. I think my gripes are pretty small in comparison to the amount of fun that I had while reading this.
Yes. I also want to iterate with my gripes. It's not, I don't necessarily even call these like faults of the book. These are faults of the characters. You know? And so like, yeah. And characters have faults and they should have faults. You know what I mean? Right. Kind of like a Carly Fortune cheating romance. So
exactly. That's how I feel about this. But Carly Fortune explains those a little more, and so I guess like as a reader, I needed just the tiniest bit more hand holding.
Yeah. So too.
But again, it's not really a fault. It's just what I personally would prefer.
Yeah. My favorite things of this book was we had a great sense of place of New Jersey Beach.
Great sense of place.
I thought that
great setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I did really enjoy her unpacking her relationship with her shitty dad. I thought
Love
was
that.
something we don't get to like see kind of in this healthy but also accepting way of like, yeah, it was really shitty and we're gonna fix this as adults in
Right.
of a like I don't know, like melancholingly happy ending. If we can accept that it was bad and we can hopefully move forward.
Right. And it's not, I really, like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, like I really liked that this book was like equal parts silly and like melancholy, sentimental, like heavier stuff because, like, you know, like we love Abby Jimenez, but like sometimes I don't want to feel that many things.
I know. It is kind of
Sometimes I want to feel fewer things.
yeah,
And so this was like a really good in between for me where there is like stuff happening outside of the romance that is like meaningful and important,
yeah.
but it's not like ruining me.
Yes, yes. There are. This also is a very funny book. There were a good laugh out loud moment for me was when I was listening to this point at audiobook and I was in the P. Terry's line and it's when they're like wrapping up at the Bethlehem Motel and she goes, ah, yes, which like the narrator gives her a slight like bless her heart kind of accent and
Nice.
where she says something like, may the man who killed him rot in hell, about the commemorative room. And they're like, oh my God, was he murdered in there? Like, there are a couple really good, like, oh, this is really funny.
Yeah.
Dell's song at Dell's I Might Love My Shitty Dad song is very funny.
Very funny. Yeah. Did you and then there are lyrics to all her
Yeah,
songs at the back of the book, which I loved that
I
edition.
did too. I loved the like additions of the ugh yuck of I love my
Yeah.
shitty dad. Like
Yeah.
those were very funny. I liked hearing this was a much more likable comedian versus what's her face and You Again.
You Again. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. And funnier. She was funnier.
That was funnier. She was less although I keep wanting to call her Kate, but Kate is the author.
Yeah. I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name, but boy, she was not fun. So
Nope.
she was stressful. So
Yep.
Dell was stressful in a much more fun way. And
Agreed.
yeah. So I also really this book to me reminded me of Galveston a lot, which I know is unintended because I assume Betty Corrello has never been to Galveston because why would she? There's better beaches near where she lives.
I could see that.
Yeah. And
I
also
could see that.
I liked the affection for Dell's small town that she still has even as
Yeah.
it's changing. I thought that rang very true to me and also like having a lot of affection when you go home for that small town and not being like, this
Yeah.
place sucked. So I think she has
Yeah, agreed. That was kind of fresh too in comparison to a lot of these like going back to my small town romances that we read because normally we just get like a lot of negative feelings without nuance.
Yeah. And she has negative feelings, but I feel like they have nuance and there also is like no, I loved it here. Like this was a great place to grow up. So
exactly. Yeah, it's not all bad.
yeah. And it's the nuance of disliking it is not so much about the place itself. It is more so about her relationship with her dad, which understandably is very painful. So
right.
So yeah, I did really enjoy this and I look forward to whatever else Betty Corrello writes.
Agreed.
I got qualms, but they're with character actions, not so much Betty. So
yeah, agreed. I will look forward to whatever her next book is, and I'm hoping that it's something summary because I thought she did that really well.
Yes,
in this book.
Yes, and also
this was a good, as I said at the beginning, a good sitting on the beach with a beer book.
Yeah. I also don't know if we've ever had a New Jersey romance, so that was kind of fun. So
I'm certain I've read one at some point, but not one I could tell you about right now.
Nope. So yeah, that was good. Enjoyed it. Great summertime read.
Agreed. So I know you just finished this today, but are you reading anything else / what are you picking up next?
Oh, what am I picking up next? Maybe I'll start my Houston romance that I mentioned on the last episode of the podcast, Kiss Countdown, where the male lead is an astronaut. I am currently in Houston, so that would be topical. What else? I got off the wait list for The Art of Catching Feelings. I might start that.
Nice.
One of those probably to be determined. So those are both
If
already discussed, so I'm not going to rehash them. But
if I could sway you, I did just start That Summer Feeling by Bridget Morrissey.
that's right. I didn't read it last
That you
year.
own, I think.
I do own it. I bought it last summer,
Yeah.
but I didn't read it. Okay. All right. Noted.
I'm only like 17% in, so like grain of salt, but it's at summer camp. It's a delight.
I know.
Adult summer camp. It's gay. It's delightful.
I'm still waiting on, man, I want to be off the wait list for Here We Go Again by Allison Cochran so fucking badly, and I'm still waiting. So.
I almost picked that one up instead of this one because I wanted a not straight romance next because I've been reading about a lot of straight people and I'm tired of it.
Here We Go Again is gay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I almost picked that one up, but then I was like, ooh, no, summer camp, because I'm doing, you know how Storygraph does those reading challenges?
Yes.
I'm doing one that's like a reading, it's like Novel Neighbor, that bookshop in, where the fuck is it? I don't remember. But they're like big on the internet.
Yeah.
They have like a summer bingo reading challenge that's kind of fun, and one of the prompts is a book with like summer camp in it. So I was like, oh, I'll do that.
Cute. All right. Great.
If you haven't done those challenges before, they're really fun because if you have like a lot of stuff on your TBR, as we all do, like it'll kind of prompt you to pick up something.
Oh, that is fun.
More specific. Like it helps you kind of narrow down your choices, you know?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
We also have an announcement. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should have done this at the top. Maybe I will add future Katey as a cold open, but we're going to move our episode drops to Thursdays instead of Wednesdays, just to give us, we used to record and stuff on weekends a lot, but our weekends have been really busy. So moving to Thursdays will give us an extra weekday to get these bad boys out for you. Cause I know we've been a little late with some of them recently. So it's because we're busy and it's hard in the summer.
Yeah. It's harder in the summer. And then also as the school year starts again, it's going to help with Katey's evolving schedule as always. So
I'm teaching at a different time in the semester, so this will help with that. So starting in August, whatever the first episode is that drops in August will be on a Thursday.
Yes. So mark your calendar.
If you panic on a Wednesday,
don't
wait until the next day.
Yeah, don't. I know all of our fans waiting with their bated breath for our hot takes on Glen Powell and motels,
Crocs.
Yeah, and Crocs. So
that's one of the things I jotted down as our other topics.
Excellent. We're also, I believe, doing something cool for our next episode that we can announce on Instagram later, because I want to make sure it's firmly happening.
Yes, we need to pick up that convo again.
Yes. So stay tuned.
Okay. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Wow. A mysterious tease.
It's not Glen Powell.
It's not Glen Powell, if only.
Maybe some.
Maybe it will be. Manifest it for us, people.
Also manifest me meeting Jack Quaid, please, while you're at